everyone, welcome to the Igniting Souls Fellowship. My name's Joel Kessel, and I have the distinct honor to introduce Kary, our good friend. If you're a soul on fire like me, you know what you're in for, right? You're going to see a guy who's showing up, filled up. You'll hear him say that an awful lot. If you're experiencing this for the first time, get ready to be ignited. Let me ask you a couple of questions. Do you know who you are? Do you know why you're here? Do you know where to invest your time? Congratulations, you just made a very wise investment being here with us today. We're going to talk about live video and live video from your smartphone. We're recording right now, and Renee here is monitoring comments, right? So, without further ado, I'd like to welcome and introduce a man who needs no introduction. Here to ignite us even further, Mr. Kary Oberbrunner.
Awesome. All right, fantastic. Great to be here. You guys came, so welcome. How many of you are first-time visitors? Raise your hand. Awesome, so we have a few. Fantastic. So here's the thing. People have been asking for years, years, to have us broadcast this live. And I've always said, no, absolutely not. For a few reasons. One is I never want you guys to feel like second-class citizens. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I'm talking to the camera, and here's the audience, and that type of thing. In fact, that's one of the tips I'm going to teach you guys today. One of my reservations of doing live video was how in real time you can get people's comments. And how many of you have ever seen me do one of my videos? Raise your hand. Raise it high. So tell me, is there anyone in the room who hasn't? One. Okay, so one out of the whole room has not seen me do a live video. So think about that for a moment. First of all, video is so powerful. Do you guys realize, hold up your smartphone for a minute. You guys have more technology than all of NASA did to put a man on the moon. Did you catch that? That's crazy. You guys have more power in your hands than all of that whole gigantic billions of dollars, that initiative. So the power in your hands is amazing, but what does the old superhero thing say? With much power comes much responsibility. There you go. I'm not even whatever you call it, a comic dude? I don't know. Is that what you call it? Comic dude? Brian's a comic dude? No. Okay. So, with much power comes much responsibility. How many of you have seen really bad videos out there just scrolling on Facebook? Raise your hand. You've seen some really bad ones, right? Like I saw one last night, it showed up, and I was thinking, what is going on? It was with Kanye West, and did you see this? With his interview with Ellen. Did you see this? It was crazy. Absolutely crazy. It was bizarre. It was very bizarre. And what do you do when you see a crazy video usually? Turn it off. What did I do? I turned it off. So we have a whiteboard here. We have a screen here. I'd love for people to tell where they're from on the comments. So not only is this going to be live, but it's also going to be replayed. And it's probably going to be seen several thousand times. So what I want you to do is bring out your smartphone right now. Bring out your smartphone right now and go on Facebook if you have your app, your Facebook app, and go find Kary Oberbrunner author, okay? And raise your hand when you get that. Because I'm going to teach you guys some stuff right now already. Here's what we're going to do. I promised you if you came today, I was going to promote you. Do you know that? I said, hey, when you come, I'm going to actually coach some of you. So some of you are going to come up, and on the whiteboard, we're actually going to coach you and think through how to use video in your business. But the other thing I want to do is I want to actually promote some of you. There are some superstars, some rock stars in the room today, people who are doing amazing things in their business. In fact, Brian, I haven't seen you how long physically? Have I not seen you? 2 years? And you have a brilliant mission in your heart, and you want to help people see healing and all kinds of great stuff. Welcome, ladies. Great to have you here. So are you all on the Kary Oberbrunner author page on Facebook? Here's what I want to challenge you to do if you're up for it. Renee, can they do this? Can you guys share the link that we're at right now? Is that possible? Because here's what we're going to do. This is one of the tips, folks. One of the tips for your videos is that it's not just about you. Okay? If you say, this is my little private video, and this is my little time, and my little audience, and my little chat, your likes and views will go down. But if you can engage with people in a more broad way, you will have more feedback. You will have more views. You will have more engagement. So I'm going to pick on a few of you and actually begin promoting you, okay, from the audience. Why? Because I care about you. And I'm going to tell you are we okay? Are we all right? And you tell me anytime about technology, Renee. You feel free to do that. So I'm going to pick Rick. Come on up here, Rick. And Rick, are people doing this, by the way? I know you can tell if people are doing this. I can see it on my screen. Awesome. Come on up, Rick. So I have a little VIDEO acronym I'm going to give you guys today, which is my VIDEO. That's 5. Thank you very much. I can count. That's 5 tips I'm going to give you here in a moment. But Rick, let's talk about you briefly. You just started a podcast.
I did.
2 weeks ago?
About 2 weeks ago.
Talk about it. What's the name of your podcast?
So the podcast name is Success to Significance, and it's directed towards individuals who are a lot like me, gotten about halfway through their careers, enjoyed pretty good success, look around and go, you know what, I can have more impact and be more successful in a different way, but I need to do different things. And so that's what it's directed to.
Awesome, awesome. Rick, I know you've been around for quite some time. Thank you very much for being here today. Awesome. So let's give Rick a hand, guys. Awesome. All right. So who wants to know how I come up with these crazy videos on my run, usually? Does anyone want to know that? You guys have seen those videos? I'm out jogging, and then I just stop in the middle of my jog, and this is unscripted. I literally do not have a script, and I shoot a video, and the video often gets engagement. Pat, have you seen people engage on those videos? Oh, absolutely. Right? I've had people say, I'm in tears now because this is exactly what I needed this morning. I was praying, and your video gave me hope, or your video encouraged me, right? Folks, I'm going to give you the VIDEO. I'm going to teach through this today, okay? And again, this is abnormal for me, okay? I'll be honest. I'm out of my comfort zone right now. Do you guys know why? Because I like to do Jim Elliot's quote, wherever you are, be all there. So when I'm on video, and I'm fully engaged. When I'm with people fully engaged. Today, my brain is divided, all right, which is scary. And so I'll be honest, it's out of my comfort zone. I don't like it as much. But I know to grow, we need to stretch outside our comfort zones. Is this true? We have something called the Igniting Souls Tribe. And how many of you are in our private Facebook group? A bunch of you. You guys know we have people in Australia, Europe, South America, Asia, what am I forgetting? Antarctica, New Zealand, right? No, we don't have any polar bears. But here's the point, because they wouldn't want to be a soul on fire. That was a little joke. Never mind. Never mind. Okay. Polar bears do not want to be a soul on fire. Okay. But here's the point. We've had people say that they want to be here, but they can't. Joan, come on up. Ken, do you want to come too?
No, thank you.
Okay, all right. Ken is staying planted. I'm going to do the video here in a moment. Joan's one of our people who drives how many hours to be here?
About 7 hours.
7 hours. What are you thinking?
It's called my B12 shot. I call it my Kary B12 shot. Yeah.
Well, and translate. I don't even know what that means. What does that
What
mean?
happens when you get vitamin B12? You get a lot of energy.
Okay.
You get excited.
Okay.
You can go.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So you drive 7 hours. And again, my podcast this week, I'm going to actually teach how to build your own fellowship, monthly gathering. So this is kind of a 2-part thing. You're here today, but on the podcast, I'm going to show you how to build this in your geographic region. But I will tell you that there's people 7 seconds down the road, 7 minutes down the road, 70 minutes down the road that don't come, but you come and you're 7 hours away. See, folks, you're going to have this. This is a side point. I do this a lot, rabbit trails, whatever. But one of the things is like you got to speak to the light. You've got to speak to the light. If you are all concerned about everyone being your fan, everyone listening, everyone liking your video, what's going to happen? You're going to start speaking to the audience and lose your voice. Does that make sense? Today, did anyone see my Facebook page about the hater that I got?
Yes.
You saw it? Okay. We'll talk about that later. But rather than just getting a hater and saying crud, I actually turn it into a teaching principle. By the end of the day, that thing will have 100 or so likes. It'll have all kinds of comments, all kinds of shares. Folks, you take what's negative and you turn it into what's positive. Does this make sense? So Joan, talk about yourself. What are you doing? What are you doing right now? You writing a book?
I am buried in that book.
Yeah, you just emailed me the other day. You're one of our authors, and you said, I just wrote a whole bunch today, or something like that.
3,100 words.
Awesome.
Yes.
And you've been turning off all the noise and distractions.
Yes, you gave me permission to do that. And I've missed some of your videos, and that makes me sad.
That's
but
okay.
That's
okay. I taught recently, we need an information diet. Do you guys remember this?
Yes.
You guys realize that the same amount of information recorded from human history to 2003, did you catch that? Human history to 2003, that amount of information is created, guess how often? Every 48 hours. So there's no way you're going to be able to be in tune to everybody. Thanks so much, Joan. All right. So here's our first point, folks. V, okay? V. You ready? My son and I created this on an envelope this morning on the way to work. And I'm telling you, this is how I often create stuff. I don't sit there before the video that I do and think and think and think and think and think and strategize and check marks and subpoints. Why do I not do that? Why is that not good strategy for live video today?
Because it makes you look mechanical.
Mechanical. Folks, the best thing you want, the most important thing you want is to be real, is to be authentic. Do you think if I'm sitting down for Starbucks, you know, with Renee here and Chris, do you think I'm going to be like, okay, I'm going to strategize subpoints, and then when Chris says this, I'm going to say that, and then when Renee asks this, I might go there. Do we do that? No, but that comes off that way if you make videos like that. So the V stands for value. Value. Joel, I'm going to call on you in a moment for your VPS, so you better be ready, okay? All right. You got your VPS ready?
Yeah.
What is VPS? If you've hung out with me for a little while, what does VPS stand for? Do you know? Anybody? Value proposition statement, VPS. And I've actually, in Day Job to Dream Job, one of my books, I call it your GPS, and that's something else. GPS stands for Guru Positioning Story. Guru Positioning Story, your GPS. I don't want to go on that rabbit trail yet, but just know this. Your GPS, you are each a guru in this room. Does anyone here in the room say, I don't have value? Does anyone say that? Because I'll bring you up on camera and I'll embarrass you, okay? All right? But some of us really believe the lie that says, I don't have anything to say. Why would anyone watch my videos? Why would anyone pay me money? Why would anyone do anything for me? Is this true? Is this a self-limiting belief for some of us? You know what we call that? BS. You know what that means? Belief system. Okay, you thought I was going to swear. This is a family show. That is not. There's no cussing here today. BS stands for belief system. Some of you have gotten locked into the reality that I don't have value. Folks, if you don't think you have value, guess what? Does your audience? The audience will not raise the value on you. Okay, write this down. You don't get what you want, you get who you are. You don't get what you want, you get who you are. If you think, I don't have anything to offer people, I don't have any valuable thing to say. You guys know what one of my top videos are? The title, you ready for this? This is funny. I take anything and I turn it into a video. One of the top ones was, why the guy at the grocery store stole my cart twice yesterday. Now, why is that a good title? Why is that a good title?
Curiosity.
Curiosity. In other words, The value for that video was curiosity. What I used with that strategy was give them a storyline that their mind wants to figure out. Does that make sense? If I just said, you know, no title, hey, this is Kary, no views. When you title, this is very important. I always title my videos very creatively. And it doesn't always have to be super slick, okay? Sometimes it's, we would get better results if we just did this. I did that series for a while, right? You remember that, Renee? We would just, you know, we would just get more readers as authors if we just did this. Oh my gosh, there's a video. What is he going to say? Now, here's what you don't want to do. It's called bait click. You know what that means? What does that mean? Anybody?
Well, you're explaining something, but what you're actually giving them is something totally
Yeah.
different. Or
So,
you're trying to-
exactly. And then I don't answer the question, right? In the video. That's not good. You're getting people to click for bait and you're not providing value. That will get you one view, and then they will never view again, right? So when I tell a video about a real story at Kroger of a guy who took my cart twice, I'm not even kidding. Like, I went to go get my granola, and I turned around and it's gone. And it's gone. Like, in my cart of like 20 things that my wife told me to get. You know that thing? Where it's like the nutmeg on this shelf down here, and you had to like go under the counter to find it. So I did not want to lose this cart. The first time he stole it, no, there's no purse. I don't have a man purse, okay? So there's no purse in the cart. This is just food items. And the first time he stole it, I was like, hey, I think you have my cart. He's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, no worries. It's all good, man. I think yours is over there. A few minutes later, I'm shopping. I look around and I'm like, I bet you it's that guy. And this time I start scrambling because I'm like, this is getting crazy. And again, I don't care about my food. I haven't purchased it yet. I care about my time. And I knew that already took me like 35 minutes to find all these intricate items. So I find a manager, okay? And I'm like, I think this is really weird, but I think some guy stole my cart twice. And he's like, I've never heard that before. Let's go find this guy. So we're like, you know, Miami Vice or whatever, walking through, you know, and we're looking for the cart, and he has it. And I did everything in me to not, like, punch him. And I know that would be really weird, because I'd be on the news if that happened, right? And I was like, hey, I think you got my cart again. And he's like, oh. He's like, and he was normal. This was a normal guy, okay? But you know what his excuse was? His excuse was, this is how you can take anything and turn it into a video. He says, I don't want to even be here shopping. I'm not even focused on what I'm doing. Boom, video. Now what would have been really slick is if I busted out my camera right there and been, what's your name? Bob. Hey folks, I'm with Bob. You just stole my cart twice. Okay? That would have gotten a lot of views. But I didn't do that. Instead, I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do a short video on how most of us aren't even focused in life. How most of us are going on what? Autopilot. Do you see how this is a coaching principle? Awesome. And by the way, folks in the audience, I want to hear where you're from. If you guys can put where you're from, state, are some of them doing that?
Yeah, we have Arizona, we have Florida.
Awesome. Fantastic. Great, great. And here's what I'm going to ask you guys to do. If you're cool with this, share this video that we're on right now. So go on the author page, share it, and people will know where you're from, because I'm going to start picking people off from the crowd and promoting you. And I want kind of your audience to see you and highlight you and that type of thing as well. Here's what you got to answer. And we're talking about everything today. We are being so honest, so real. Do you think people use their kids as bait on videos? Yeah, right? Is it wrong?
No.
Is it wrong? What do you think? I think it's smart if it's your brand, right? Some of you, it makes total sense. Some of you, if you don't show your kids, they're like, what's going on, right? Is this true? my wife and I have made a personal decision that she doesn't want to be on videos. She made that decision, and she doesn't want our kids on the video. We made this decision 12 years ago when I started writing and speaking and coaching. She's just like, you know what? She's a licensed counselor, and she said, I've seen all kinds of stuff, and she kind of sees the world different than me, which is great, opposites attract. But she said, I just want our kids offline. So fantastic. I know people who are my friends who have built massive businesses by bringing people in to their families and their tribes. And that's cool. Like, they saw the first house being signed, you know, the first papers. They saw the first baby steps. I'm not against that, but here's what I am saying. Check it out, folks. If you don't offer value, you're going to be sunk. So here, I'm going to do a few slides here in a moment. You ready? Joel, come on up here, buddy. Come on up here. Awesome. So Joel, for the crowd today, I'm going to ask you, what is your VPS, value proposition statement?
I'm an author, writer, and advisor of communications and public relations, and I help leaders and organizations that are doing meaningful work share their story in a meaningful way so they can have a larger impact on the people they serve.
Okay. How many times, stay with me, Joel, how many times have you guys ever been asked to introduce yourself? Party, network, event, graduation, right? Are we the only ones? Only a few of us? Come on now. Come on. How many of you? Right. And when people come up to you, what do they usually ask? What do you do? And what do you normally do? Say something what?
Boring.
Boring! Mike, get up here. We're going to have a party up here. Hang with me. Hang up. Come on, Mike. Come on, Mike. Mike's brand is not boring. Does anyone know Mike's brand? Think outside the blah. He took think outside the box and he put think outside the blah, right? He has the most boring day job in the world. Now, hold on. What were you? What were you for your career?
A lowly accountant, a CPA.
A CPA. Now, all the CPAs out there, I love you. I don't mean to offend you because I love my CPA.
Well, you know CPAs. You know an outgoing CPA?
What?
They look at your shoes when they talk.
They look at your shoes. So he took that day job and he became the anti-CPA, right? I mean, think outside the block. Tell us a little bit about that. And I'm going to bring both you and Joel.
Well, I always found that working with organizations, and I've been a volunteer since I've been 18 years old in organizations, and everybody, when they were trying to solve a problem, maybe be creative with something in the organization, maybe change something in the organization, they always started with, well, here are the rules, here are the parameters, here's what we can't do, and all of a sudden they get drugged into what I call the blah.
The blah.
And so the thinking just goes into this blah space. So thinking outside the blah is just starting with a blank sheet of paper.
Fantastic.
And just let your imagination run wild.
Come over here one second. I'm gonna get to you, Joel, here in a moment. But we just want to see you here. So you became part of the Igniting Souls Fellowship a long time ago. Very beginning.
Right.
2011. You know, I've been writing books now for 12 years, but this thing 4 years ago. You made a big shift, and folks, this is important. Mike was driving down to, remember this?
Yeah.
He was driving down to...
You were driving, I was writing.
And I probably wasn't even focused on driving.
No, he wasn't.
Okay. I was engaged in the conversation, man. I'm coaching him while I'm driving.
Yeah, we were going down to John Maxwell's at Ohio Christian University.
Right. And you were talking and you were saying, I was picking up the frequency that Mike didn't think he had any value. And Mike thought he needed all kinds of outside credentials and he
Right.
did, right?
Right.
And you thought you needed it perfect and all this stuff. And
Exactly.
Fast forward, what, 12 months, 24 months later, whenever you got that big contract,
Yeah.
how did your life change and what did you do then? You spoke to how many places?
I did 26 workshops last year in Ohio.
Paid?
Yeah, paid.
So he goes from I have nothing, I have no value, I need all this external certification, I need all this external validation, and then he goes to now teaching 26 cities. You went on a tour.
Well, it covered all of Ohio. I've only got 16 workshops this year, so
Okay.
I cut back. I'm getting old.
You guys see what happened? You see the shift?
And one of the important points too, Kary, we were talking about as you were driving,
And not focused.
and not focused, was he was telling me that I was looking for additional training. I need to take this course, or I need to, do this. And he goes, Mike, you just need to get out and do it. Well, I had been asked to go to Canada to speak at a conference up there, and I immediately went back home, called the conference organizer and said, I find that people want to hear more after I'm done. Is it all right if I talk a little bit about some of the things I have to offer? And he goes, oh, sure, just don't make it high pressure. That's what you said to me.
That's what I said.
And I did it.
And what happened?
Walked up there, got done, a guy walks up with his credit card and says, I'm in.
You guys see that? Just because at the end of his talk he said, what? If you like what you hear today,
I've got more.
I've got more. And a guy walks up and hands him a credit card. Pretty cool? Do you think if he wouldn't have given the invitation, a guy just would have walked up and handed him his credit card? See, people are waiting for you to believe that you can help them. Does this make sense? Let's give Mike a hand. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, you got a question?
Yeah, we
Okay.
have a question from Lindsay Dawson, and she has ideas for videos, but she must have the validity of the great videos to post in her. Does she need the validity of the great videos to post in her life? People say that.
She's wise, but she doesn't know everything. Making sure we're still on because I think it went down. So the question was, do I need what?
Do you have to have validity for great videos to post in your life?
What do you guys think? You think Chewbacca woman had validity? Right? And I'm going to talk about Chewbacca woman here in a moment because my buddy Chad Cannon wrote a great post about Chewbacca woman, and I'm going to read. I actually emailed him today and said, hey man, I'm going to mention you. So I'm going to talk about that in a moment. Do you think she had validity? No, folks, I'll tell you what. She achieved what companies have been spending billions of dollars, right? And she's in a what parking lot? Kohl's? She's in a Kohl's parking lot, and she's talking about a mask, and now she's on 24 hours later, she's meeting Mark Zuckerberg, she's on the shows in the evening, she's all over the place, right? Did she have validation? Did she have a string of other videos? Here, what was her value proposition in that video? Was it, I'm going to really help you? What was the value? Make people happy and laugh. How many of you found yourself laughing just by her laughing? Right? So folks, this is how it happens. I know some people are like, he's all sweaty, he just ran 3 miles. He's holding up his camera without a stick, whatever you call those selfie sticks. He's got long arms. I mean, what's going on, right? It's shaky. Who cares? There's 3 types of videos today, folks. Don't forget this. Then we're going to get to Joel here in a moment. 3 types of videos. One is, I hate to say this, I don't even know what's offensive anymore, so I just say it, okay? I don't know. I just say things. If it's offensive, I'm sorry, okay? Local yokel videos. Is that the term? Is that the term? Is that offensive? Is anyone crying? Okay. Local yokel. What is that type of video?
People doing stupid things.
People doing stupid stuff. It's like, hey, you just walked into Billy Bob's Furniture. Welcome. Right. Hey, and you can tell they spent probably 20 grand on this video that has no connection. I'm going to spell out video here in a moment, which is the opposite. Then you have the high millions of dollars video trailers and Super Bowl ads, and they are just super intense production-wise and this type of thing, right? Then what other type of videos do you have? We call it the YouTube generation videos, where it's shaky and the lighting's bad and you cut in and out and no one cares. Here's my point, folks. Why? Why do those videos sometimes trump the middle group and many times even the top end? Why?
More authentic.
More authentic.
They have what you think you want, or the entertainment that you feel you want.
Okay.
We can relate to them because they're not polished.
They're not polished. We can relate. Right? Fantastic. Now, my family, I'm sorry, but not my wife. My wife would actually say she doesn't even think it's funny. But my kids and I don't know, we share the same level of humor. So I share the humor of a 10-year-old. That's cool. We love the Kickstarter videos. Has anyone seen those Kickstarter videos? Where they're just dumb, and it's a guy drinking and he starts shaking and then the animal starts shaking. I don't know what's funny about that. We should show one. Should we show one?
Yeah.
Should we show one? All right, let's show one.
Exploding kittens.
No, we're not doing that. But we are going to try to show the Kickstarter.
It's not what you think.
Okay, we are going to try to show the Kickstarter video. I don't know.
You would think that is strange.
It's not what you think, I promise.
No animals were injured.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, I'm coming. This one is one, okay, I'm sorry. Can you guys see this?
Introducing MSX.
Okay, we're gonna skip the ad. By the way, interruption marketing happening on right now, right?
Yeah.
That's why we don't teach that in the Igniting Souls. We just need a little humor. You guys are all gonna think I'm an idiot now that I think this is funny, but it's all right. This is actually not the one that I like the best, but we'll do it. It's okay. You guys aren't laughing. Okay. All right, forget it. Very bad idea. Okay. All right. So you share the same level of humor as my wife, which is good. That's a good thing. So good for you guys. Okay, now that I lost all respect. Okay. So, I'll share those memories as a dad memory with my kids. Okay. So, Joel, come on up here. How long did it take you to get your VPS, your value proposition statement?
Probably a good 2 years.
A good 2 years. What do you think Joel's banner across his website says? What do you think? His VPS. And what is that slogan, just the slogan that you use?
Meaningful work, meaningful way.
Meaningful work in a meaningful way. Did you catch that? How much influence, impact, and income were you able to do once that was clear? Before and after?
I'd have to run the numbers, but definitely
10
Can-
times, 2
yeah.
times, 5 times?
Let's
1
just
time?
say last year my business grew about 35%.
35%. You guys see that? Because he got clear about what his value was. Before you went to Kessel Communication, and it was like what? It was just
It
what?
was-
A lot of things?
No, it was defining and delivering your message. The thing is, that's still kind of there.
Yeah.
But the joelkessel.com has really been the springboard.
So
for everything.
joelkessel.com, he realized he himself was a brand. Folks, you got to realize this. You are your brand. You are your brand. I know people don't want to hear that, but you are your brand, right? And so anything that you come off with, that people say that's you. So let's give Joel a hand. I'm going to teach you guys how to do. We call this the drive-through drill. The drive-through drill. Why do I say this? Because people drive up to you at a bar mitzvah. They drive up to you at a graduation party. They drive up to you at a grocery store and steal your shopping cart. They drive up to you, whatever, and they say, "What do you serve?" Do you guys get this? That's what they're asking. They say, "Oh, Connie, my friend told me about you. What do you serve?" Right? Or what do you do? They're really pulling up to your drive-through window and they're saying, "What do you got here?" What happens if you pull up to a drive-through window and the guy says, "I don't know, what do we have, Billy? What do we serve here?" What's going to happen? You're going to keep driving. Clarity attracts, confusion repels. Clarity attracts, confusion repels. Folks, this is my VPS, taken exactly from my website. I'm going to give you the formula. You can do your own VPS, but until you know your VPS, you're going to struggle doing your videos because you don't know who's listening, you don't know what you're offering them, you don't know what you're supposed to say, and everything is just a dart against the wall. Is this true? And you might be the Chewbacca woman, the next one you might not be. And most of the population is not going to be. So I am an author, coach, and speaker. I am an author, coach, and speaker. I know what I'm offering my services through as far as a venue goes. I am not a rock star musician. Amen, right? Because I can't sing and I have no musical talent. In other words, I know what I'm good at and I know what I'm not good at. So I am an author, coach, and speaker who helps individuals and organizations. So every time I do a video, I know someone might be watching this personally, or a brand or a business might be watching this. A CEO, a CFO, that type of thing. Clarify. What am I selling? Clarity. Folks, all my videos center around clarity on how to be a soul on fire. Clarity on how to be a soul on fire. I can meet people and they say, hey, what do you do? I ignite souls. And they're like, whoa, what does that mean? That's what you want people to do. You want people to say, tell me more. You don't want to rifle off, because I know, if I met Joel and I said, Joel, what do you do? I help people do meaningful work in a meaningful way. How many want to find out about that, right? A lot of us say, what do you do, Mike? I help people think outside the blah. Not, I don't know, I kind of sit with people and then I kind of help them. Like, no, you just sent these people packing, right? We do all this through the program called The Deeper Path. The Deeper Path, we take a deep, deep dive on what is your purpose. And then I help people know who they are, identity, why they're here, purpose, and where they should invest their life, direction, so that they can become a soul on fire and share their message with the world. You guys catch that? In here is a 7-figure empire. Let me share with you why. Because, and you can write this down. You need to do this later today. You need to do this later today, and you need to refine it, and you need to work on it. I am blank who helps blank do and understand blank so that blank. That's it. I am a blank. What are you? Are you a consultant? Are you a speaker? Are you an igniter? Are you whatever? How many people know yours here? John Ali, what are you?
I am a consultant and speaker who helps schools and school districts understand and enhance their math program so that they can inspire learning.
Boom! You guys see how sharp that was? And then when she says that with clarity, people say, oh my gosh, I was just having a chat with my husband the other day, and we were talking about how our kid needs that help. See, now they're leaning in. Does that make sense, Mike?
And this drove me, even though accounting and taxes are boring, it drove me to tell people, they ask me, what do I do for a living? I say, I help people put puzzles together.
There you go.
And they go, what do you mean? And I say, well, I help people through the tax system.
There you go, through the tax system.
So even though that's my last career, I mean, it helped, this thing helped.
Fantastic. Awesome. Very cool.
You can make boring things unboring.
Yeah, so in Deeper Path language, I am blank, identity, who helps blank, that's your tribe. Do or understand is your cause. So that is your overarching vision. That's kind of our Deeper Path system that we teach. And I'll share more about that at the end, just like Mike said. This is now getting into the podcast purpose of why we have this Igniting Souls Fellowship. How many of you paid something to come here today? We got a full room. How many of you paid something? You didn't pay anything? What's up? No, of course you didn't pay anything. Why? Because we call this the Jimmy Dean sausage strategy, which is, right, you come, I give you a sample, I give you tons of value, and some of you will say, thank you very much, that was great, it was a nice talk, and you'll leave. Some of you have come for 4 years and never invested a dime, that's okay. Some of you come one time, and at the end, you say, this guy knows how to take me as an author and build a business around the program, and I want to invest in that higher level program. We have people come all different ways. I'm unattached to the outcome. I know some people drove 7 hours, some people drove 7 minutes. I don't care. I'm here to add value to you. Joel, you're going to say something.
Well, coming back to the value proposition,
Yeah.
you know, I said a second ago, it took me 2 years.
Took you 2 years.
But, you know, so this isn't, you're not gonna walk away today with this. You gotta get it out, practice it, and it really needs to feel comfortable. And
Yeah.
not to say I didn't have one for
Yeah.
2 years. I had one, it just took me a while to refine it and get comfortable
Yeah.
to where it is now.
You guys want to know the big confession, right? Big confession. After 12 years of working on this, I changed this word in the last 12 months. Clarify. I think before that it was help organizations discover. I'm like, no. It's not discover, it's clarify. And that little tweak is so important. And I changed in the last 12 months the word context to direction. Little things. You're going to keep tweaking and tweaking and tweaking till it becomes, what do we say, squeaky clean, right? All right, let's keep going. I'm going to show you how to build products and services around this, okay? And then we'll get back on the video. But here it is. I help people discover who they are, clarify who they are. See, I even said discover, the old word. Clarify who they are, why they're here, and where they're going. Identity, purpose, and direction. Where these three converge is a soul on fire. You guys can do this. You guys can say, what am I helping people do? Am I helping people have better relationships? Am I helping people assist their special needs children? Am I helping people take care of their aging parents? You guys see what I'm saying? Erica, come on up here. Sorry, you know I pick on people. Come on. I like you guys. Come on up here, Erica. Erica just got done with her first talk ever in this way. Let's give her a hand. You flew from Ohio to?
Panama. No, I drove.
You drove, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
My 4 children.
Drove with 4 children from Ohio to Florida.
Panama City.
Who were you helping? What were you helping them discover?
I was helping women discover who they are, and so they could live a virtuous, fearless, authentic life.
Yeah.
So they could learn how to dance upon their disappointments and tragedies and sorrows.
Awesome. And where do you think that comes from deep inside her? You think she's just like, oh, I want to help women dance upon their disappointment. Where do you think it came from? Experience, folks, especially the viewing audience. Your deepest wound is often going to be your area of biggest contribution. Why am I so jazzed about being a soul on fire? Because I wasn't for years. Because I was a cutter. Because I was a self-injurer. Because I was done with life. That's what your passion flows out of. It flows out of you getting help first. And by the way, this gets to that audio or the video friend that we had. There's 3 types of help. Write this down. They all start with S. Do you know where I'm going? Sage, Sherpa, and struggler. Sage, Sherpa, and struggler. This doesn't mean you need to be Yoda. This doesn't mean you need to be Oprah. This doesn't mean you need to have achieved and done all this. That's a sage. That's one style. The other is Sherpa, who says, I found some shortcuts and I'm still on the journey. And then struggler says, I don't know the exact way, but do you want to come along for the ride with me? What's a book like that? Blue Like Jazz, Donald Miller. He does not present himself as a sage or a Sherpa. He presents himself as a struggler. Boom, huge business, huge books, New York Times bestseller. Do you get the point? Where you fail is if you present yourself as a sage and you're really a struggler. Then people are like, oh, hypocrite, what's wrong, boom, 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 boom. So, awesome job. And just the other night on one of our author calls, because she's one of our authors, we made 3 circles. Remember that? And one was, because she said it, and what I'm good at is like hearing it and then saying, I think that's it. So it was what? Purity?
Purity, fearlessness, or living a fearless life.
And freedom?
And freedom.
Purity, fearlessness, and freedom. And where those 3 converge is someone who dances upon disappointment. Catch that? And she spoke to ladies and turned her tragedy into triumph. Does that make sense? Anything else?
Well, there was a lady there who had just lost her son to a drug overdose just a few months before, and it was just so neat. She came up to me privately, and I was able to use, my pain to minister to her, and it was just worth it traveling that far just for that one lady.
Fantastic. And do you think her book's out yet? Do you think she was like, oh, I have everything figured out and here's my book? No. What happened? She's in process. This is another thing I see people making a mistake. Last night on one of my author calls, Cardiff, love him. He's like, Kary, do you beta test? He says, when you beta test your products, I'm like, hold on. I don't beta test them. And he's like, what? That's so weird. No. I don't beta test my products. I build them, and then as they go, I test them, and I tweak them. Does this make sense? All right, thanks so much, Eric. Let's give her a hand. Awesome. Who here has one point that they already learned today? Raise your hand. Who's got a point? What's your point, Pete? What'd you learn?
My point is that clarity is the key.
Clarity is the key. Awesome. Chris, what'd you learn so far?
Just to be real.
To be real.
Yeah.
Awesome. Don't try to act it out or anything. Anybody else? Joel.
You don't get what you want, you get who you are.
You get who you are. Anybody else? Yes, Kathy.
Just start.
Just start. Start afraid. Exactly. Okay. So now, I'm just going to give you this as bonus, and then we're going to get to the I, D, and O. Okay? Here's bonus. You guys ready? I'm going to pull back the curtain. Check it out. Guess what? That VPS that I have, who am I? Your secret name. Why am I here? The deeper path. Where am I going? Soul on Fire, or Dream Job Bootcamp. So I can become a soul on fire. When I'm a soul on fire, I have a message, and I want to share it with the world. Author Academy Elite. Do you guys catch that? That's the magic. The magic is you don't just have a VPS that you hang on the wall and say, oh, that's nice. You tie products and services and experiences to it. Does that make sense? So what do you think Erica's going to create in her 5 to 10 year plan? What do you think she's going to create? A whole product line on what? I know we said those 3 words really quick, but did anyone catch one of them?
Dancing on Disappointment.
Dancing on Disappointment is the ultimate. That's where those 3 products are converging. That's the so what. That's the so what. But what are the 3 things she's helping them to discover? Purity, fearlessness, and freedom. You guys catch that? And what do you think her videos are going to be about? What's that? Her own pain and those topics. Yes. So even though she has a funny video about a guy stealing a shopping cart from her, right? And that's the title, what's the point of the video? It's to live a life of fearlessness or freedom or purity. Does this make sense? All the stuff that I have goes back to the value, goes back to the VPS. Let's stop there and let's ask any questions. Any questions that you guys have before I get into the I, the D, the E, and the O? Renee, are there any questions? Type in if anyone has any questions there as well. I'd love to answer them for the people. Anybody questions so far? Don't be afraid. Ask anything. Ask anything. Anybody? You want me to keep going? Keep going? Okay, I'm going to get into a few of the mechanics before I go into the I, the D, the E, and the O. I'm going to get into some of the secret sauce. You guys ready? Where do you think you should post your video? Everywhere. Check it out, folks. Check it out. Here's where I post my video. I post it to my fan page first. Then I share it to my personal page. I share it to my tribe. I take the video URL, shrink it down to bit.ly, and then I put it on Twitter. I'm going to just give you guys, would this be helpful to give you guys some of this stuff?
Yeah.
Some of the secret stuff? Get away from theory?
Will that show up
Will this show up?
if we show the projection? Or just be bright light?
Renee, you bring it over. Go for it. Bring it over. Help me out. Oh, by the way, I got to talk about Chad. Chad's here. Chad Cannon. Ready? I'm going to talk about Chewbacca Lady here for a moment, okay? So this is Chewbacca Lady. This is my buddy Chad. chadwickcannon.com. But here's what he says. He talks about lessons from the Chewbacca lady, right? Check it out, folks. What happened, right? Here's the video. Remember? Now do you remember?
Okay.
Facebook, I don't think the lady was this intuitive, not saying intelligent, but intuitive, to pick that mask as the thumbnail. Facebook will automatically pick a thumbnail of your video and put it as the preview. Does this make sense, what I'm saying? I say, forget it, I'm going to pick my own. So I'm going to teach you guys how to pick your own. Because otherwise it's just like my mouth like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, that's a cool video, you know? No, you want to pick what is the thumbnail. Ideally, and someday I'll do this, ideally I would have every video transcribed. Why? Why do I say that? Because when you're scrolling, the sound's off on videos. So I know I got 0.0 second to catch their attention with the thumbnail and the headline. I'm finishing my book. It's due in 12 days. I'm not worried about transcribing my videos. But trust me, in the next 6 months, you will see these videos that I do transcribed below, somebody on Fiverr or something like that for $5. They'll do it for me. Does this make sense? But in the meantime, watch what your thumbnail is. Let's see what Chadwick says here, okay? So Chadwick says, here are some marketing takeaways. Virality cannot be manufactured. You can take courses on how to make your videos go viral. That's not what I talked about today. I didn't say how to make your Facebook Live video go viral. Nobody can teach that. Even though Jonah Barger, I believe, has done books on Contagious. People can talk about it, but no one can predict it exactly. People are drawn to what? Authenticity. People want to what? Laugh. That doesn't mean every video needs to be funny, but that's why her video, the after matters. Do you think if this woman was a jerk, do you think it would have kept going and going and going, the shares, the tweets, the likes? What do you think? Do you think if at the end of her video she said, and if you like this video, go ahead and share it, do you think it would have gone as big? No. Now, I basically believe in the rule of 10, which means every video I do, 9 of them I don't say anything at the end, other than, hey, this is Kary Oberbrunner, be a soul on fire, talk to you later. 1 out of 10 I might say, if you like this video, share it or comment. Sometimes I give a challenge. The other day I just gave a challenge. I'll show you some of my videos and tell you my mindset when I created them. The other day I had one where I said, comment below the action you're going to take based on what I just said. And people, boom, 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 they started commenting like, I've been avoiding this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to start doing this, which creates more views. If you just have people thumbs up it and not comment or share, think about it this. Folks, when people share your video, it's like adding gasoline. It's one thing to have your followers view it. Where you're going to get a lot of hits is when people share and share and share. So how do you share? We're going to spell out the IDEO here in a moment. And then it hit with Star Wars. People already like Star Wars. They already like Chewbacca, that type of thing. All right, so that's my buddy Chad, chadwickcannon.com. I'll go to some of the videos here and show you some of the mechanics, all right? So I'm going to Kary Oberbrunner, author. And right now we have the live thing going on, I think. So here it is. We're live here. Got 53 viewers, 26 shares. So thank you, everybody. That's why we're getting some action. Pam shares, Bill, lady from the UK. Fantastic. You guys can ask questions as well. But here's a video that I did a few hours ago. So this one has a big check mark across it. Did you see that? A big check mark across it. 930 views, and it had a big check. How to finally complete that lingering task once and for all. What's different is there's probably 5 or 6 different places on this that it's shared, but look at the comments. Marilyn says, I've been putting off this. See, I gave a challenge in the video. I said, what are you putting off? And then you gotta comment back. If you just say, well, good luck, Marilyn, thanks for coming. No, you go in there, you add more value, add more value. So Marilyn, Carlos, Cardiff, Natalie, Samantha, Kay, Stuart, Kirsten, Scott. You guys see it? And that's just one place the video is shared. Then it's shared on the tribe. Then it's shared on my personal page. So all these people are now engaging. Does this make sense? All right, let's go down and see. I'll show you some other videos here. Again, every picture I put out, every talk, every photo, what do you think the branding is? Igniting souls. This is why I think it's so important, folks. If you say, well, you know what? I want to make my videos be about how I love the Cleveland Cavs, and another video series about why I love knitting, and then why fast food is the best place in the world, and this and this and this and this. What do people hear and think when they see that? Confusion does what? Repels. If you turn into a radio station and it's country one morning, opera the next, rap the next, bebop, jazz, what are you going to do? People turn us off because we view our Facebook pages as a place where we just dump everything. Now, some of you might want to get in an argument. That's cool. I like tension. Okay? Some of you are saying, but Kary, my personal page is where I share my grandbabies and I talk about my kids and I talk to. Great. That's your personal page if you want that. What should be your public page? Anybody? Your brand. I have actually blended the two. Why? Because my mom and dad already get texts of my little kids. Kelly's parents get texts. I have my brother-in-law on speed dial, right? I already relate with people, and I showed up on all social media as an early adopter, and I didn't join to share my life. I joined as an early adopter to Twitter, first few months, Facebook, first few months, LinkedIn, first few months. Does this make sense so far? Okay? All right, we'll just scroll down and see a few more videos, and then I'm going to coach some of you as well. By the way, I do just check this out. Think about some of the strategy. I do a podcast that takes me, how many hours do you think, Rick, after all it's said and done, editing, uploading, everything? What do you think?
Look, if you're doing all that, it's a significant amount of time. The podcast probably takes an hour to record.
Okay.
And then the editing and other things probably takes another 2.
So I spend 3 hours of my life doing a podcast that gets what? 1 share. Oh! 3 likes. Oh! And then you scroll down, and I do a little video, and I have 1.2 thousand views, and it's me in my little dumb hat, that keeps the rain off, and I'm fighting off the rain, and I'm running. You guys see what I'm saying? You do not need to start a podcast unless you have a reason. I once knew a guy who, I'm not even joking, you would know him if I said his name. He's part of our tribe. Spent 15 hours a week creating what I call a digital breadcrumb. That's what a podcast is. A podcast is a digital breadcrumb that's supposed to do what? What is it supposed to do?
Promote you.
What's a podcast supposed to do? Podcast is supposed to add value and lead people back to what I just had on the screen, which is your buyer's journey. That's your buyer's journey. Let me just teach you buyer's journey. How many of you have ever used iTunes? Raise your hand. How many of you have ever used you've ever had a Shuffle or a Nano? Anybody? Okay, how many of you have an iPhone? Raise your hand. How many of you have a MacBook? Raise your hand. This is the point. Steve Jobs took you on a buyer's journey. They're all integrated. It's an integrated product suite, and he took you on a buyer's journey. My podcast is one way that I add tons of value. Some people love to exercise. Some people, that's their thing. It's one way that I can reach people that leads them, after I give them value, to the buyer's journey. Some people will never buy, and I'm not angry, I'm not frustrated. The podcast is actually a workshop. You might hear future chapters of a book on the podcast that I'm working out. You might hear future fellowship talks everything is a laboratory to me, and I'm working it out. Does this make sense so far? Okay, Again, I'll scroll really quick, and hopefully you can see the thumbnail that it's not my face in a weird position, okay? We'll get there here. I'll just show you one or two more ones here. I do about 2 videos a week. What was that video? Did you catch it? It was so quick. But a Big Mac. A Big Mac, and this has 730 views. It was a Big Mac, and what was the point? Consuming too much content will hurt you. Do you know why the views were down a little bit? What did I put at the end of it? A what? A link. When you do a video with a link, you just got to accept the fact your shares are going to be down a little bit. Your views are going to be down a little bit because people don't want to be sold. I wasn't selling them. I was actually saying, here's a podcast that, by the way, talks about that if you want more. But I had people comment, I had people share, but I knew that if they liked the video, they would like not just 5 minutes, but 55 minutes of content on the podcast. Rick.
So Facebook actually limits who sees it if it does have a link in it. So if you do the video or a picture, and then in the comments below post the link, your shares will and other views will go right back up.
Excellent. Fantastic. Fantastic. Good one. So you catch that? You put the comment in, you put the link in the comment section below. Awesome. Fantastic. Love it. Yes, Renee.
Lady Edie has a question.
Yep.
Does the video have to be made in Facebook, or can you transfer the URL from YouTube or your website?
You will get much fewer views if you just post your YouTube link where it was already hosted. Why? Because these are big guys. They want to compete with each other. So if you do a organic post inside, and how do you do that? Does anyone know how you do this? You go to your Facebook app on iPhone, you open it up, you hit the little camera icon, and then it allows you to select your video. And then I do all my editing on my laptop. I don't sit there and be like, and how do I do that? And then I know you can, but what I just do is I'm like, I'm just going to crush it, and I'm going to open up my laptop and this type of thing, okay? I use PicMonkey, it's free. PicMonkey.com is what I use to create my free thumbnail. Okay, so PicMonkey.com, I just drag a photo right there. I'll show you how I do this. So like I would take this photo, drag it right here. You see that? And then I click this button, which is text. And then I hit add text. And then I just say like, you know, hey, I go to a yellow font or a white font. And I say, hey, you know, how are you? That type of thing. You save it. And then when you go to edit your video, I'll show you what you can do here. See, my prayer for you this weekend, okay? Sweet, right? It was after a workout. It was my prayer for the weekend. And again, thank you so much for this. I've never met this lady. Just the fact that you're out there living your life with so much success, you stop to take time to post this for people, a stranger on the web. This alone is inspirational. Thank you on many levels. You see what I'm saying? Do you think that fuels my tank?
Yeah.
I don't do this for the cash. I honestly don't. That is enough to make me go another week when I get the hater email this morning. You see what I'm saying? Another one down here. I'm going to show you how to edit this here in a moment. Never compare your winter to someone else's summer. You like that one? I'm literally driving back from a workout with Chet where I almost die every time. And I'm like, what should I talk about today? Seasons. And then as I'm literally driving, Mike's right, I don't even think when I'm driving, don't drive with me. And I'm thinking about the video. I'm not scripting it, but I'm thinking like, what's the headline going to be? And what am I going to talk about? And then this video got 1.5 thousand views. And all kinds, 22 shares and all kinds of comments and this type of thing. So here's what you do. You click on the date, or hold on one second, hold on. You click edit post. See that? Edit post after you post it. So I posted it and I basically planned for 10 minutes I'm not doing anything until I edit this video. I edit it all before I share it. And I'm not editing the video. What I'm editing is the title. I do tags. Personal growth, inspirational quotes, hope, leadership, biblical inspiration. I just start typing stuff in, and it'll show you pre-filled fields like this one, success. You see that? Boom, I just added one. And then quick call to action, you can do that. At the bottom I hit watch more a lot of times. So I hit watch more, and then I hit the place where all my videos are. Facebook.com or Kary Oberbrunner author / videos. Does this make sense? And then I just say more of Kary's videos. Then I hit save. Oh, let me show you one other thing that's pretty cool. I hit edit post, right? Edit post. Custom. That's what I do. I hit custom and it drops down my pictures. Then I choose the picture I want as the thumbnail. Does this make sense? Why? Because here's the 10 videos, here's the 10 samples it could have been. No. Bald guy with the girl's name. No. 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 You see what I'm saying? No. Look at that. What am I doing? I couldn't find the bathroom. You gotta laugh at yourself here, right? No. There's been some really bad. There was one where my wife's like, "Take that down, please." You know. But you see, I chose a little dude with a snow. Now, did I get legal permission? No. I went on Facebook and I typed in snow, and then I found a clip art that's free. And I grab it. Folks, this is where it takes a little bit of the time. The video itself took 4 minutes. But then to come back, upload it, choose a title, choose a thumbnail, share it. But then, I'll tell you what, this is confession. While I'm writing my book and slaving away, right, because it's due in 12 days, and as I'm like mentally struggling, because it's been an hour since I've written, and I'm like, oh, I hate writing right now, I go and I give myself a little break, and I go on Facebook, and I'm like, oh, this video just inspired somebody on their day. Okay, I got to get back to writing. You see what I'm saying? Right? I mean, we got to be honest. We got to be human, right? So that's what kind of fuels me while I have a long day of writing. Okay. Any questions before we stop? Yeah.
Cardiff Hall says, Kary, are you recording mostly and editing, or are you shooting live and then go back and edit?
I do not do the live video unless while I'm running. I just don't. Here's why. Is the video to add value, or is the video to interact with the people who are watching it right then, who's probably about 3 people? You see what I'm saying? I show up filled up, do the video, 100% engaged, then I go back and share it all these places. Now, today we're doing it live. There's a purpose. If I'm doing a video where I'm teaching something and I want to engage with people and interact with people and say like, hey, do any of you have questions? You can do this instead of a webinar. Instead of paying for GoToWebinar, which is, $100 a month minimum at least, and then setting up a landing page, and then setting up this and this and this and this, you grab your Facebook Live video, which, by the way, the replay is shared all over. You can share the replay, and you do a webinar on your phone. Put a little flat screen behind you, and you just do a webinar for free. And you do it, you add tons of value. Now, here's the temptation. I cannot do that 100%. If you don't know switch tasking, let me teach you switch tasking. We say we multitask? Multitasking is a lie. You cannot do 2 cognitive things well at the same time. You actually do what's called switch tasking. Switch tasking means I'm here, and then I'm here, and then I'm here, and then I'm here. They've done the research, and it makes you dumber than being stoned. You catch that? So if I am literally teaching, then I'm like, hey guys, and then I'm like, hey, and then I'm like, hey, I cannot function. So what I would rather do is a full-on video and then add value, or a teaching. I did Facebook Live the other day, a few weeks ago, to do how to be an author. 18 minutes, or something on that, little value add. Not nearly as much engagement or interaction, but the purpose is different. You see, the purpose is different. It's a commitment, folks. If you have a video that's 18 minutes long or a video that's 2 minutes long, you see what I'm saying? you've asked for people to opt in with their time, which is the most precious thing. All right, any other questions before I do the IDEO?
One person says the audio is going in and out.
Audio is going in and out. Not cool. I'm going to bring it up here for the last few little bits here. I don't know. Is that good? You can adjust it, Renee. Yeah.
I'm really new to this, so.
Okay.
So you just record on your phone.
Yep.
And upload it to Facebook.
Yep. Come on up here. Come on up here.
I should've-
We're going to do it.
I should have never said anything.
We're going to do it. So this is Joan.
You don't ask Kary questions.
So can you open your phone and can we shoot one?
Sure.
Okay. See, and I'll
See, I've still got you live, so what do
okay.
you go to?
So
iPhone, I don't
you go to I'm gonna go to your Facebook page, okay? So I'm getting out of here, and I'm going to Joan. We're gonna do Facebook Live. There's a different way to do it. So here we are. We're on Facebook right now, and we're going here. We click like we're gonna do some. We hit live video. Facebook would like to access your camera. We hit OK. It would like to access the microphone, and always you got to choose a title. So I'm gonna put continue, and I'm gonna put with Kary or with Kary. I don't know, whatever. It's all good. So then your connection isn't strong enough to go live, so we don't have enough connection because she's not on Wi-Fi yet. So that's one thing. If you're gonna do live video, be on. We should be on Wi-Fi.
You can do Wi-Fi through the deck. It says
Yeah, and that's cool, So normally we'd hit start. With this, you can't go like that as well. You can, but it's a lot smaller screen. Do you see that? Because it gives you space to see the comments. Even this, when you do just a video like where you're running and stuff like that, that's different. I'm gonna do a video with you right now. So I go to your camera, and this is her iPhone. I switch to video. You see that? Switch to video. And I have long arms. If you don't have long arms, you might want a selfie stick or something. And do not be focusing on you guys, okay? Because that one, it's just not worth it here. So here we go. So we're here, and where are we?
Where are we?
I think I flipped it around. Hang on. I told you what I didn't mean to do. Okay, so here we go. So we're here, and we're recording now. Hey guys, this is Kary Oberbrunner with Joan.
Yes.
Turley.
Yes.
And we are at the Igniting Souls Fellowship. We're having a blast. Can you guys wave everybody? Hey, all right. So Joan is a rock star, and she's crushing it in Tennessee. Talk to you guys later. And then we hit stop. The video is there in her, she's scary. That's why I don't choose my face. Okay? My wife would be like, don't show that one. So now I have a video. You see that, folks? Now I go into Facebook, and oh, I missed it. Okay, there we go. So I go into Facebook, and then I go to my page, and I basically select. See that photo?
Mm-hmm.
The photo icon right there? The photo, I select that. Oh, there it goes. There's the options. I hit that. I hit done. I can type something. I usually type something small and short. Then I go on my laptop and kind of do the...
And can you change that picture? Or not?
No, you're stuck with me.
Ah, see. No, I meant for you. Like if you were doing it, I thought you said
I edit it here.
Here.
I edit it here. Because why? Because I'm grabbing clip art and I want to do tags, and it'd probably just take 10 times too long. You can do it that way. Okay? Is that helpful?
Yeah.
You guys ready for the IDEO?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so here's the I. Here's the I. Here's the D. Here's the E. Here's the O. So now you can go, next time you want to create your video, and you can say, value. You guys catch the value? I am a blank who helps blank, do or understand blank, so that blank. Don't let the lack of that clarity stop you, though. Just say, what's the value of this video? Is the value humor? Is the value education? Is the value information? Is the value hope? Is it inspiration? Is it, hey, Smoothie King has a sale today? Whatever it is, okay? So that's value. I is impact. This is what I think about before I do the video. I don't think about everything I'm going to say, but I say, what's the value of this video going to be? Okay, don't compare your winter to somebody else's summer. Okay, the impact that I want people to feel is stop comparing yourself to everybody else. Stop sitting on the bench of life because you're waiting for, you know, your good fortune to happen. Start where you are. You know, this type of thing. Does this make sense? And then the other thing, I'm constantly digesting content that's on brand. So, oh, I just heard a cool little quote the other day. It was that the grass is always greener on the other side, but today, because of social media, we see into 1 billion people's backyards and their green grass. That's a good one. See that? I heard that the other day. So on this video, I draw that back and I'm like, you know, the other day I heard this great quote, and it was about how we think the grass is greener on the other side of the neighbor's yard. Guess what? Because of social media, you have 1 billion neighbors' yards that you're looking at. You see how this turns into a video, just like that? Okay? Do I, confession, total confession? The videos that psych me out the most that I do with David and I are the 2-minute sales videos that I got to do, where it has to be right. I hate those ones. I reshoot them like 8 times because I'm like, you know, this carrier, you know, the first, oh, I can't do that, you know. So with the sales videos, that's different because I want to come off polished and like I know what I'm talking about. These videos, you see it. The other day, did you catch it? In the video, I say something like, you got to cut that puppy up. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I just said cut the puppy up. I don't mean, and I was like, don't cut the puppy up. Like, and it works. People like that. People wrote in and said, I laughed. Like, that was really funny. You want it to be like that. Does that make sense? It doesn't mean in the sales video I'm not myself, but I just know, like, people don't have 10 minutes to hear about cutting up puppies when you're talking about something else. Okay, does this make sense? Direct. Direct. What do I mean by that? You are your brand. And if it takes you 25 minutes to do a video on why you shouldn't compare your winter to somebody else's summer, and you go around the barn 55 times, you see what I'm saying? Get direct. The longer your video is, usually the less views it's going to have. Usually. Yeah?
Is there a ideal length?
Yeah, I keep my, quote, workout video shot things at about 3 minutes. 3 to 4, I usually never go over 5. Okay? Cool? Because here's the other thing. If you say, I want to be a speaker, Kary, that's my brand. I want to be a speaker. I want to be a speaker. Then you're testing your speaking with your video. Does this make sense? If you say, I'm a brilliant speaker, and then you're on your video and you're like, hey, you know, that's a preview for your speech, okay? I told everyone I was going to promote them, so I'm literally going to go around and ask you to share a little bit about yourself if you want. If you don't want to, just be like, pass. Okay. All right. E is emotional. Folks, do not be. I mean, for years, if anyone could have been like messed up mentally, it would have been me. Because everyone said, you have a monotone voice, you just drone on. Like, I'm telling you, like, people said this to me when I first started preaching. You know, I get these letters. So, the point is this, like, be emotional. Be emotional. Don't be fake, but show emotion. People think I'm nuts when I'm running because I literally stop and there's runners. I'm like, this guy's talking to himself and he's, you know, what is his problem? It doesn't matter. Oh my gosh, I'm getting excited. Flow, I teach on this at the conference. Folks, this is what the next fiction book is about. It's about how to block out everything else, right? So I teach you how to get into the zone, how to get into flow. I teach you all this stuff, but this is what I'm doing. There could be a murder next to me during this video, and I honestly don't see it. I honestly don't see it because I'm so engaged in the audience. That's why I don't like the comments, because it makes me go from here to here, to here to here, to here to here. You see what I'm saying? Okay, original. You might take what I say today and say, I'm chucking those 5 points and I'm keeping that 1. Great. Be original. Be you. That's what's going to sell, okay? Does this make sense? All right. So we are at 10:57. The whole point of this is for me to add value to you guys. I know that some of you here today are like, Kary is the frequency that I like. I need to learn more. I need to get what he's teaching. Folks, I'm just going to take you really quick. Again, I don't do a long sales pitch in this, but I just say, if you like what you heard today, guess what? If you were to do one-on-one coaching with me for a whole day, it'd be $5,000. I know people can't afford that, everybody. And so what did I do? I don't know. Can you find the screen, Renee? Thank you. So what do? I created programs. The more success you have, the more successful you are, the less accessible you are. So folks, I don't want people to just be like, oh, that was cool. I want to help you. So what do? You don't need to get on a plane. You don't need to fly or drive or a hotel. You're like, why did I take my wife here for 7 hours in a hotel? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But we do this, it's called the Deeper Path Cohort. And Renee's going to share a link. But the Deeper Path Cohort is where I teach you this. It's where I teach you how to come up with your VPS, your value proposition statement. Can you pass one of these out? Thank you. Awesome. So, how many of you have been through the Deeper Path Cohort? Raise your hand. Okay? About 60% of the room, 50% of the room. Awesome. Like, this is what I teach you to do. This is what I help you do. Come up with your purpose, your brand, your VPS. We focus on you becoming a master in the art of living, where there is no sharp distinction between labor or leisure, mind and body, education and recreation. By the way, because you guys come here, we have a discount. We give you guys, hey, you guys showed up, you guys came, you guys invested in yourself, so we have a special code that we give you guys today. But this is what it is. It is 10 90-minute sessions with me. This is all digital. You can do it 24/7, but here's the other cool things. All of my programs allow you to be tied to me for life with 24/7 access. I know that sounds crazy. How in the heck does he do that? Because this is my passion, the Igniting Souls Fellowship Tribe. How many of you have ever been blessed or encouraged by the Igniting Souls Facebook group? Anybody? Yeah, you need anything. You jump in, you ask questions. Within minutes, people from all over the world help you. What do you need? How can I serve you? This is how I do it. I have a private Facebook group that nobody gets into unless they're one of my clients. And you do the course on your own time with a workbook, with videos. But then as you have questions, you just ask. You ask in that group. So we talk all about how to turn your hurts like Erica did. How do you turn your hurts into healing? How do you come up with an overarching vision? How do you come up with an epic dream, which includes a someone, a tribe, a something, a cause, and a somewhere, a space? How do you discover your melody line? Joel's was turning a meaningful work in a meaningful way. Mine is connecting people to a process that ignites their souls on fire. Then we come up with unifying strategies. You should only be doing 3 to 5 things in your business. That's it. So I know very clearly what are my 3 to 5 things. And my opus is online. You can check it out as well. We teach you how to cut out the rest, how to get rid of all the other stuff. Because just like Joan said, she cranked out 3,000 words. Why? Because she cut out the rest of the stuff. Okay? Session 6, scorecard for significance. So this is how you wake up every single day of your life and you know, oh, that's what I need to do today. Oh, that's what I need to do. Why? Because folks, you make, get this, 226.7 decisions every day about food. Did you catch that? Cornell University, you make 226.7 decisions, look it up, Cornell University, about food. Food choices. Do you think Mark Zuckerberg's smart to only have one color of shirt that he wears every day? Why did he do that? Because he said, I'm serving a large percentage of humanity. I don't want my mind to be filled up with what color shirt am I wearing. Folks, successful people eliminate and automate most of their decisions. It's not claustrophobia, it's actually freedom. And we teach you how to do this. Session 8, how do you create, session 7 and 8, your worldview, what you believe, your identity, who you are, your principles, what you value, and then we get into your passion, who and what you love, your purpose, why you live and work, and your process, how do you do it. Folks, the Deeper Path is the place that I encourage people to start. Okay? It's one of our entry-level programs. Why? Because it gets you tremendous clarity. It's $297. You have lifetime access to me and to the program, but we take $100 off. You guys came today, you've invested. Some of you have driven 7 hours. Some of you have been online for a long time, so thank you, thank you, thank you. And any questions before we leave today? Any questions that you guys have about video, VIDEO, value, impact, direct, emotional, and original? Any questions about that today or about the Deeper Path program? I block a few minutes after each time to coach you guys. So if you're listening like, hey, how do I do a fellowship in my area? I actually block time to coach some of you afterwards if you have questions and thoughts. Today, my son's got basketball camp that he's going to end with, so my time's a little shorter today. As well, we have a conference. It's called IgnitingsSoulsConference.com, and it is a fantastic 2-day experience, October 23rd and 24th. We basically list, say again? 22nd and 23rd, thank you. IgnitingsSoulsConference.com. And I'm teaching all about how to become unhackable. How do you become unhackable in your idea?